Quick greetings. A film was released earlier this year called Origins. When I looked to go to see the film, it was listed at one theater in all of New York. And that theater was in Harlem. This film was like a major release, and it was only screened at one movie theater. I've looked all over New York online for another theater. The film is now suddenly only available for home viewing on platforms like Amazon Prime. The film, Origin, is based on the best-selling book by author Isabel Wilkerson. We looked at her book in one of my videos, and we talked about her book in several videos. Isabel Wilkerson is the author of the book CASTE, The Origins of Our Discontent. So the film, I didn't even know it was based on this book. The way it was advertised, it never, I'm someone who knows about the book. And when I saw that this film was released, I couldn't even tell that it was based on CASTE, because they would talk about her previous book, The Warmth of Other Suns, which was apparently another bestseller. So basically, her movie was not really publicized. It certainly did not play in a great number of theaters. One was the only one I found, and I kept looking to. I didn't really believe it. But every time I looked for another theater, only that one would pop up in Harlem. Today, I would like to play a clip from the film, which is now, again, available for home viewing on platforms such as Amazon Prime, which I am watching it on as we speak. So when this scene came, I had a notion to play it for you. So the scene takes place at sort of like a barbecue scene, a family barbecue scene. Niecy Nash, playing Isabel's cousin, is asking her about her book, which has not been written fully at that time, but she's asking her to explain the book. And well, we will see how she explains CASTE, The Origins of Our Discontent. So let me share my screen. Fair use, fair use. This is not a monetized platform, so I'm not making money. So we just say fair use, and let us see this scene.
So your book is about interracial relationships. No, it's about caste. It's a phenomenon of placing one group above another group.
Okay, we want to have the subtitles available. So let's try this one more time. Sorry about that. I thought the subtitles were on, but just having a little bit of issue. This is the third recording. Okay, so now let's see.
I think that's what my book is about.
Oh,
Fair use.
okay.
I forgot. Which one is yours? Which one is mine?
This one is mine. So, your book is about interracial relationships.
No, it's about caste. It's a phenomenon of placing one group above another group in a hierarchy, and the consequences to its victims and presumed beneficiaries.
One more time in English. A little surprise less, if you can.
I can.
Okay, well then do it. Make it plain. Because the stuff you were saying about the Nazis got me all twisted around. How is that in the same book about Brett? I don't get it.
Do you think slavery was a system of terrorism and torture that the Europeans used to profit off the labor of Black people who they considered inferior?
Yeah. Hell yes, it was. Don't shake your head. It was.
No, they made it all up. Your girl Toni Morrison said, "Why would you give your child to be nursed and raised by people who you think aren't human, who are animals?"
Yes, Toni.
Yes, Toni. It was all lies. They knew we weren't inferior, but they magnified the myths, they codified them, set them in stone in systems, in our laws, in our healthcare, in where we lived, how we learned, the kind of work that we do, even our food.
Racism at its finest.
No, it's caste.
Everything you just said was racist.
Right. Well, if it's racist, then why is the same thing happening in India? They're all brown. They're all Indian. Marion, right now, to this day, there is a system in India where generations of people are forced to clean sewers with their hands. They're shit with their hands. They are beneath the lowest of the hierarchy. They're called Dalits. At one point, they were forced to tie brooms around their waists because their shadows were supposedly polluted. Their shadows. They had to sweep behind themselves when they walked. How is it racist if they're all the same race? Okay, do you think...
I want to stop there for a minute because that's the pivotal point. For me, what occurred to me was the Moors. If we didn't have Caucasians in America and it was just us and the Moors, I don't know if we realize it would still be a caste system. Now, the insertion of Caucasians and every other race they can think of, it just serves to hide the caste system. The caste system is hidden, right? Because we all, like the character says, we always make it about race. But what got me to want to share this clip was it dawned on me that if there were no people of color, if there were no Caucasian people in America, if it were just us, American Indians, and the Moors, do you realize it would still be a caste system? And it would be the exact same thing she's talking about in India and how she's going to explain Germany. So let us go back a little bit.
They were forced to tie brooms around their waists because their shadows were supposedly polluted. Their shadows. they had to sweep behind themselves when they walked. How is it racist if they're all the same race? Okay, do you think that Jews are white?
Definitely.
The majority are. But the same thing happened to Jews in Germany during the Holocaust. The Nazis wanted to create an all-white republic, but they hated the Jews. So they said, how do we make the Jews not white? So they put them at the bottom of the hierarchy.
Okay, we're going to pause 1 minute again. Now, she just said they're all Caucasian, but they still have a white caste system. So right there, we know that white is a status, not a color, because they were both the same color. Fair use.
But they hated the Jews. So they said, how do we make the Jews not white? So they put them at the bottom of the hierarchy. They said that they were greedy. They said that they were dishonest. They blamed them for Germany losing the First World War. They blamed them for everything bad that happened in Germany. They were dogs, killed them, gassed them, wiped them out. The Jews and the Nazis were the same color. We have to consider oppression in a way that does not centralize race. We do it here in America, yes, because racism is all we know. But these containers, the Dalits in India, Jewish people in Germany, Black folks in America, all these containers have something in common. Race is not one of them. It's caste.
Okay, so that's the gist of the scene. That was why I wanted to do this quick video. She just said what all three countries, their systems, what they have in common is not race. It's caste, 2-to-1. The two being Germany and India, and America finessing it a little bit better because the Moors don't want us to know that it's the same race that is oppressing us. Okay? They created the caste system, the Moors. So, with this system, also I want to say is there's always going to be some kind of, well, Germany, she explained the Germany one. Religion was involved, but it was sort of where, it was the victims, the ones being made less, as she explained in this clip. They brought the religious aspect. But in India, I believe the system just had something to say about your karma, and I'm not sure how they decided, but I do think there was a bit of an element of light skin and dark skin Indians. See, now when we call them Indians, what I want to say is we were the first to be known as Indians when Columbus came here. So, I just hate that we call them Indians because, once again, it's just how the system has to duplicate you before it erases you. We've often said that it was done with Ra. He was duplicated as Amen Ra, and then he was completely erased when they only refer to Amen. It goes from Ra to Amen Ra, and it ends up with the new deity only. Amen, the created deity. So this is how the 3-card Monty works. The first is the original. The second is sort of a marriage of the original and the new thing. And the final product is only the new thing. Roughly, the cast, Germany might have been a little more unique because they really didn't. I think hair was maybe the only thing that they had that they could to identify the purity of the Caucasian race. But again, they were all Caucasian. So an element of color might be present, but it won't necessarily be a skin, you know, and it's not really the skin. It's a status. But what I think the Moors do, how they originally worked it, was they would lighten up the people. If they were dark, they would get lightened up. And then the lightened up people would be considered as the full bloods. And the original people would be at the bottom of the caste system, just like in America. That's exactly what's going on. Okay? So in my last video, I said, how could the Moors redeem themselves? You know, they love to say that we're one and the same, though we're not. But we probably could be more the same, but it would require that they would give up all of this, all their caste, all of that. I don't know if they have it to do that, you know. You got to remember what was lost in this system was a lot of knowledge of who we really were, you know, and our true origins in the ancient civilization of Tameri. So that was what was lost. So now it would be easier for them to infiltrate because they could just ignore all of that history. So that is why it's still quite not. It's a bit of a caution area to mix with Moors. I'm recording. So it's a bit of a still a cautious thing to even conceive of, because in a lot of ways American Indians are not armed with all the knowledge that they are, quote unquote, custodian or whatever, being custodians of. They have, you know, a lot of the knowledge. They can play with it. They can make it say what they want it to say. So it's really not the best thing to, you know, to become as if we're just, oh yeah, we're just brothers. No, you would really have to come real clean. And then I think they would have to admit that their expelling was based on them not wanting to go by the old ways. You know, their system requires that the firstborn is eliminated. So that's basically why they are so infatuated with power. It's like they feel like, oh, we got something that what we was never supposed to have, and we ain't giving that up, right? And their whole system is like that. It's all about some powerful thing that just takes over you completely, even in the corporations. You know, it was a machine designed by people who have a covetous heart at best. Covetous mind, covetous heart. I really think we probably, that was the best thing we could do, was to expel them. You know, we weren't about ending life like that. You know, we still had what they call very civilized ways. We wouldn't barbarically just try to kill them like they're doing to us. I'm just going to always remind people that it's a lot more serious than I think we conceive of. But we just see someone that looks like us and they seem to know the law. But again, if you knew the law all you had to do was end the system. With your knowledge of this system, you could have ended it years ago. But they need this system. They need this system because it kind of helps to get us to run to them as a source of remedy of some sort. But all they do is get you tied up in statutes and codes. Why would I want to get tied up in something that I don't have to, when I could just as easily exit based on my birthright? So what you will find is that the people of India, perhaps even the people of Germany, I don't know. You're dealing with an original people who are being three-card Monty. Once the Moors mix with them, or once they get the lighter Caucasians to mix with them, it creates a phenotype that's lighter than the original people are, the skin tones. And then the Moors will institute the hierarchy. But the hierarchy is always making the secondary as if it's the firstborn. That's the whole point of the hierarchy. You've got to get at what belongs to the firstborn to make it yours, and then you just dominate them for as long as you can. And do everything, like even with this film. Who knew about this film? It was released, and it has a decent cast. We're gonna let's see if we can look at this cast, because it's really interesting that a cast like this, they're on the sidebar here. We have Aunjanue Ellis-Taylor, John Berthal. If you see him, you'll know who he is close up. Let's see if we can do a close up of him. Will it open up bigger? We would have to look at photos. Come on now, let's go to the photos. This is a guy who's very well known. I believe he was in the series Walking Dead. I think that might be a picture from his Walking Dead, maybe. Wait a minute. Oh, no, it's from Fury. Sorry. But I do believe he was in Walking Dead. This guy, you know, he's pretty famous. Yeah, there he is. Just fair use. So yeah, I'm trying to get the Walking Dead because I'm sure we're Walking Dead. No, we're not. We're not.
Only took you 10 minutes for that comeback.
Okay. In the film, she says that Isabel was always slow on her comebacks, where she was more fast acting. So let's go back to the cast. I mean, the cast of CASTE or Origin. Let's see. That's John Berthal. And our phone just keeps ringing. And we're not doing phones right now. Thought I turned the volume down. But so there you have Niecy Nash. Of course, we know who she is. This guy was fairly famous. Finn Wittrock. He was in American Horror Story. Practically all of them. Who else do we have here? The bigger names. Audra McDonald. We know her. She's a actress of the stage and film. She played, this is one of her roles as Lady Day, Billie Holiday. And that was Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill from 2016. Okay, so we know her. That was some portrayal. I saw some of that. It was very hard to watch, and it was almost, you know, it wasn't intended to be disrespectful, but it was like, do we have to show her like that? Really? So let's go, and I guess we had to. Okay, they felt we did. Blair Underwood, we know who he is. And let's look at his photos. Okay. Yeah, we know who he is, right? And he has not really been in a great many films recently, has he? So it was a nice surprise to see that he's back in his element. Yeah, we're gonna give the brother some visual. Yeah, so it was nice to, okay, so now you got the thing bugging. Oh, wait a minute, what's going on here? He got his hands tied. You know, oh, what was this about? What's the anyway? I don't know what that was about. Okay, so uh Blair Underwood.
Clear out.
And this
How to
film,
say more.
it keeps starting up. So we're gonna try to mute it because okay, we're not gonna, you know. So there's Blair Underwood. Another pretty famous actress here is, where is she? Jeez, man, they got her down at the bottom, huh? Where is she? I know I didn't pass her, did I? Vera Farmiga or Farmigla? Where's she at? Yeah, I guess I passed her. Donna, I thought I saw Donna Mills. Oh my God. This is that old broad from Knots, was it Knots Landing? I thought that was her. Oh my gosh. I did not realize she was. I saw someone who looked like her, but then I thought, well, it is. See, she's showing up in yeah, there she was in her glory days as Knots Landing. There it is, Knots Landing. So I'm like, wow, I really, this actress, I don't know, there's something about her and she's just very, I don't know what the word is. She's got a sort of it's like a charisma that she has, you know. But that's who that was. I thought that was her. It's just good. So this is this cast is not to be. There's Vera. So you see her right away, you know who she was, or she is. Pardon. She actually has a sister, Tisa Farmigla. She was in the Conjuring series. There she is from The Commuter, uh, with Liam Neeson. There is The Conjuring 2. So she's a very that little box was scary. She's a very well-known actress. There she is in the Bates Motel series. She's playing the mother of the Anthony Perkins character. I forgot his name. Psycho. uh, okay, so that's Vera Farmiga. Or Farmiga. Oh gosh, I don't know how to. Farmiga. Vera Farmiga. That's another episode of The Conjuring. So I'm trying to show, why was this film not more promoted? We know why. We know why. We know why. It's talking about America's hidden caste system. And the reason, again, why I wanted to share this clip is because it really hit me. Well, I should say, what was not very appealing was that the main character, Isabel, played by let's see if we get another shot of her. Oh, there's Audra. I never got to see Audra. This is her first scene. But did we even look at Aunjanue's work? Because she's been in several you know, several films. I consider her one of the great actresses. This was one where she was No, that's not it. I'm sorry. That was Quantico. Anyway, she plays the main character, Isabel Wilkerson. But what was unappealing is that she's still going with the whole Africa thing. So when she refers to us being slaves, she's going with the we came here as slaves narrative. So that really was the thing that's, it'll always be annoying when you know the truth. It'll always be annoying to hear the lies pop up again. So that was the one thing about the film so far that I'm not vibing with, and as Indians, none of us will. But as far as they got so many shots from that film, let's see her other work. I really think, I would like to, really show some of her works. I think she's a really great actress. And she was nominated for an Oscar for, I forgot what film it was, but it was, oh boy, you have to look that one up. She was also in the Lovecraft series, which she really, just great in all her films. She was also in the Carlina White story. That's how versatile she is, I think, Sleepy Hollow. I don't think I saw that one. Oh, maybe I have to look it up. NCIS Los Angeles. A good looking sister. A nice outfit. Oh, was she in the Help? She was in the Help. Oh, there she is, right there. I forgot that she was in this. So she's very well established in some really great films. So anyway, that was the one thing about this Origins, that it's not going to vibe with American Indians. We did not come here from Africa. We were the Indians before there was an India. India was created in 1947. Before that, it was Bharat, and then after that, Hindustan, from what I understand. But when Columbus came here talking about Indians, he certainly couldn't have been talking about them because it wasn't known as India. Is that Sarah Palin? Wow. She appeared, what was this? Motherhood. Oh, that's Uma Thurman, looking a lot like Sarah Palin. Wow. She has to be playing Sarah. I don't know. The hairstyle is very similar. Okay. The Ben Carson story. The Ben Carson story again. I can't see my text. Some of my text is blocked. So I can't even see the name of this film. E-Ring? Is that what it is? Yeah, Zoom is blocking some of the text. But anyway, you get an idea of just how great. Oh, she was in Ray as well. Wait a minute. She was in Ray? There she is. I think she was his first wife in Ray. Oh, there she is in Undercover Brother. uh, Wait a minute. I guess she was the first wife, I think. I forgot. She's been in so many. great films, right? Yeah, so I just want to give her her props because this movie is not giving her her props when they're not, it's like this movie is not even promoted. Looks really nice there. It's not being promoted, so we're gonna give the sister her overview of all the great films she was in because she you know I have to say she must be one who knows the value of a good role because this I'm telling you this film, the reason why they're not showing it, it was in the theaters for a hot minute. If you blink, you missed it. When I went to go see it again, it was playing at one theater in Harlem. What's up with that? In the entire New York area I'm talking about. I went on Fandango and they show you all the places a movie is playing in your area. This movie is playing or was playing one theater in Harlem. So yeah, this is a tribute to Aunjanue Ellis-Taylor. Get it? Know it? I just really want to show the body of work this woman has. Another underrated actress. She looks like someone here. She looks a little bit like what's her name? Rosala? No, not Rosala. The Rose, what's her name? Gosh, I'm not gonna remember it. But she's like a you could tell she's a mixed Latina. She looks like she's mixed, but I forgot her name. She looks a little bit like her there. Okay, so Origin is her latest film. That is, as far as I'm concerned, is being blacklisted. Um, take it down, Mississippi. Yeah, it's not really being publicized. That's why I'm kind of happy to play this clip. Wow. Yeah, so many looks. And that's another nice look. And there, maybe we should end on this. That is the film that is being blackballed, blacklisted, whatever, because they're not trying to show this film. It came out in January. There it is, and it's like I think it was out for in one theater. Oh, it might have been. Let's say the first week it was in two or three theaters. By the second week, Or so I bet it's like it went down to one theater. They don't, it's just amazing. The system we're in is so very casty, you know. And on that note, I think there's a notion in Indian country that, oh, the US government doesn't have anything to do with this. It's Britain. This is a British system we're in. King James created this. So the whole system, see, that's why we've called it a foreign government for I don't know how many times I've heard that phrase being thrown around, but it's literal. This is not our system, y'all. We wouldn't. This is Moore's system. Do we have to revisit what the Washita said? Do we need to do that? They told us that they created this. The Moors did, and it's a hierarchy system. It's a hierarchy system. They won't have it any other way. They're going to have slaves, okay? They're going to have slaves if they have to use God to do it, okay? They'll call you a sinner and have you walking around with a broom tied to the back to sweep your shadow up, because even your shadow is a sin. Did you hear that when she said that? This ain't no joke. Everywhere they go, there's going to be some kind of caste system, y'all. And I just don't know. I'm certain that this is not how we did things. But again, we have to remember, what is the purpose of the caste system? And the purpose is to steal the birthright of whoever was first born anywhere, create a mixed race, and elevate them to the top to help keep those firstborns at bay, so the Moors can take over all the natural resources. They can claim that they're the original people, because at the tippy top, they are still people of color, but but they need the mixed races to be that cushion. It's a really serious thing, and it did begin with our people. That there's of no doubt. So that's why when we there's a fear, I guess, that, oh, if I find out I'm have a European, nah, you're still an Indian. They carted us to Europe, yo. That's what Columbus did. I don't know why we don't remember that. We were taken to build Europe, and then we became Negropean. It's but it's not about celebrating Negropeans. It's just about knowing how they came into being. They were kidnapped from the West Indies, brought to West Africa and all parts of Europe, and then they were sicked on us, and that's how they were made like they were gloved. Somebody using them like a glove. But it's somebody else's. It was the ones who claimed royalty over them that were making them do what they did. Okay. And the sad part is, those royals, I'm gonna presume they couldn't be firstborns, because they wouldn't be doing all this. They wouldn't want to steal from firstborns if they were themselves were firstborn. So there's something about the heritage of Moors that is not really being looked at. They can't be the real thing. They just wouldn't have to have this birthright stealing system and justification. If they were firstborns, they would not want to do this to firstborn. You know what I'm saying? Like so there's something about Moors that they're not exactly firstborn, and they know it. And so all their doctrine demonizes firstborns so that they can take the helm of the little ships that they create, all the different ships. citizenships and stuff like that. So maybe I will end here, give you a break. Thank you for watching. Till next time, be and stay highly favored. Thank you.